Welcome, Taurus, to your love reading for February 4th to the 10th of 2019. Let's check in on what's going on with your energy, all right? So, theme, what might be happening between you and your partner, the theme. Let's see. Ten of Pentacles, marriage. There might be some kind of commitment. For some of you, you are married or you're trying to reach that goal. So your partner might be around you, and that might be a very good thing. So financially, good. So let's see what's crossing it, though. What's crossing Ten of Pentacles? How you want to manifest it? What do you want? Do you want to stay married with this person? If you do, you know what it's going to take. And I feel like there's can be some good communication on how to solve some issues that might be there. So maybe Earth sign that you might be dealing with, and then you have Aries showing up, right? So the base of the matter for you and your love interest, let's say, for Taurus. Arguments, all right? This is if you're trying to reach that goal of fulfillment in a marriage or relationship, it's you might be pushing it. You might be out of your element a bit, because a lot of times you might want to take things slow and be sure that you have everything, handled well, taken care of, and in order. But you might feel like you're dealing with somebody who's kind of out of order, out of line, where they might be rushing you, and that could get you to be sporadic and all over the place. So that might have you a bit anxious. So you could be dealing with an air sign that's showing up. But I see a lot of communication or even arguments around the home, or with someone that you are with, or even with someone that might be married or spoken to. That might be an issue there, right? And you're focusing on trying to figure out, should we keep this thing together? Should we work on this? Should we get married? For some of you, that might be this. So slow down, though, all right? And don't let nobody rush you or push you quicker than you need to go. So the recent past for Taurus. Money. So maybe a job came through. Some of you could have won something. Financial opportunities that did come through. Whether or not you took it, just depends, though. But there is some kind of bonus or something that may have been coming through, or working towards some kind of goal. So financially oriented, all right? Now the head, what you're going through. So what's on your mind this week, potentially, for Taurus? Hello. Wheel of Fortune. You're wanting to manifest. That seems to be really good, because I feel like you have, if you got your priorities straight, if you know what you want, it tells you to go ahead and focus on that and try to maintain your objective. If you have some goals, good. Go ahead and move forward with that. But the Wheel of Fortune and love, when that's coming through, that means that you are destined to experience something with somebody. Now, let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune and see what comes through with that. It could be with anyone, but let's check into something. Hierophant, marriage, commitment, that's there. Nice. All right. So I think last week Taurus was like, well, some people was on there, it says you have negative readings, but it's very positive. So I told you that energy can change. I can only be honest about what comes out. But let's see what the Hierophant is showing up. So marriage, some kind of proposal might be there. Family, then the Five of Cups is showing up, which is, I feel, it's interesting. It tells you that you have the opportunity. So 5 and 5. So change. You're working through some issues, trying to bring about what you feel you're destined for. But I sense, if you want to give something another go around, or if you want to try something with another person, whoever this might be, could be someone younger, you could have a child with them. A child might be part of the reasons why you hold back a bit, or the other person might be doing that. But it's speaking about your beliefs and what you want, how you feel like the relationship should be ran. And telling your partner, I feel like I need to be with you, or I want to be with you. I feel like we're destined to be together, or we have been together before. Maybe not in this lifetime, but I feel like you're working through some things and trying to fulfill your destiny, if you feel like you're destined to be with somebody. But the Five of Cups is still the energy of some kind of rejection, or even the loss of, or the mourning of somebody that you moved on from, as you move into a newer commitment, or you're focusing on how to bring that about. All right, that's what I see there. All right, let's see, person coming towards you. For Taurus, person coming towards you. That person is, it could be a Pisces, it could be anyone, but they have, just be careful with this. All right, we're going to open this up some more, but be careful of the High Priestess. Person coming towards you, careful of the High Priestess. Four of Wands. Whoever this person is, I just want you to be aware, because it is a positive reading, though. But that person, if you're around somebody and you are married and you have an attraction to somebody. This is something where you're spoken for, they're spoken for. You need to watch your boundaries, all right? And you're sensing that because some of you might be dealing with someone who's not telling you that, and then you'll get karmically attached to another person because you open up to them, you start communicating with them, and they're not really being honest, and then you accept it. Be aware of that. Use your intuition there with the Four of Wands being there. Is telling you that something might be off with this particular person. Even if you're around them, build that trust. Doesn't mean that you can't trust them, but build the trust first to see what happens. All right. Let's see what is your response? Seven of Swords. You're holding things and being dishonest with yourself. For some of you, being dishonest with another person, and that's why you could be careful that you're not being trapped in this kind of a cycle with a certain person, where you feel, some of you are married, you would like to move away from the connection, but it's kind of hard to do. For some, that might be the issue. For some of you, you're being dishonest with yourself because you know that something is off, but you say, oh, that's not happening. It can't be. I hear something that's going on. This what could be happening, but it's not. I don't have any evidence of it. So when you keep doing that, just be aware of what you might be getting yourself into. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords for you, though. Clarify the Seven of Swords for Taurus. And because of that, you are kind of taking a step back, and you're still reflecting on things. And maybe for some of you, where there was potential for you to manifest something with someone, they're either married or you are, or living with someone, but you can't make that move because it's just not the right thing to do, or you feel like something is off there. So whatever, listen to your radar, whatever you might feel. All right, how might your partner or others see you this week for Taurus? See you stepping away and moving on. You're trying to do your best, I feel, to get away from something that's just been mentally frustrating, draining. I know one of my friends says take a mental day. If you feel like you need to take some time for yourself to psychologically kind of get yourself, relaxed and chill. So try to do that if you can. That's going to be important for you. And let's see, some of you are moving on from somebody, and there might be friction with you and another person because there are hidden arguments that comes through. That was something that was following you from, I believe, for the month of February, for your reading for February. What might your love interest, their intentions be this week? They potentially have an issue with accepting a connection because of either they're not sure whether or not to leave and whether or not to stay. For some of you, that's what I'm getting with that. Let's clarify Judgment in reverse, though. And it can be both ways. If you're already with somebody, whether or not to leave you and whether or not to stay, or whether or not to relieve another person, or to stay where they are, or come with you because of some financial things going. That's what it looks like. Clarify Judgment in reverse. Yeah, it's like it's a new spark for some of you. This is somebody new for sure, and you're new to somebody. And for others of you, there's a spark that's still there between you and somebody else, and you're trying to figure out whether or not it's a big enough spark to continue to build on the connection, to work things out again. So let's see, what is the intentions of your partner? I was going to do a 10 card. It's going to be 11 card. What is the intentions of your partner or love interest for Taurus? Four of Cups. That person is still being stubborn. All right, and that's what potentially has you walking away from them. And what might be the outcome, though? See, there is I see good things. I see a lot of good things, but in both scenarios that I'm picking up on, there seems to be some kind of rejection, or the passion is not there between you and someone else right now. It's not. This is birthing something. This is sexuality. This is a preference and desire. Like, I want this thing to work. Here is lacking that. Not feeling all that great, not feeling all that attractive or abundant, and things might not be there. So maybe another Taurus, or even a wife or a boyfriend, somebody that is just not doing what they need to do, I feel. Let's see, what might you want from your love interest or partner, Taurus? This came up for Aries too. The Four of Swords is here, and it is resting and reflecting on certain things. It doesn't mean that you have to be dealing with them, but that energy of taking a break, I feel, for both of you, with Mars still in your 12th house as well. And most important, well, I don't need to go to school here. Okay. From the Romance Angel, 10 minutes. Dang, the time is flying. Let's see, 10 minutes for Taurus, love for February 4th to the 10th. Then we have separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. That is either a divorce or you're taking some time to figure things out. I feel like it's along the path of trying to work towards manifesting something that you're destined for, somebody. It does seem to be good, but is the other person putting in enough work? Are you able to disconnect from where you were to get to where you want to be with somebody? It takes work. It just does. Let's see messages for Taurus. And then we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture for those of you who, if you have the opportunity to, or if you are single. If you're not, it tells you what to do, right? You got to work through that process and then be able to speak to the other person, because some of you are in a connection that's not really stable, and some of you have experienced some things privately between you and that other person that I won't say only both of you know, because if I know some things that's going on here. I know from what I'm seeing. I don't mention everything, but there are a lot of things where some of you might stay put because you might feel comfortable where you are, or with that person having known you, vice versa. That might be some things that might be there. All right. So, and some might be still maybe dealing with a mother or somebody that you might be taking care of, somebody that might be on your mind. Issues like that surrounding children or parental figures. All right, so that's going to be a reading. Much love to you, much light. I wish you the very best, and you can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for you. So have a good one.